What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. First thing to note is I have changed some settings around on OBS. I had some audio issues and I have changed my microphone settings around. So hopefully I should sound better. If you can let me know in the comments if my mic audio quality sounds better, that would be great. And the other thing to note is in this last update patch thing yesterday, they have changed the invasion, well I think it's invasion and expedition, but at least I know it's the expedition familiar changes around and buff them all. Because they don't get the brain augment, they get basically a free legendary brain augment. We'll go more into this on Thursday on the capture rate video, as that's more about familiars and this is more in today's, hey nice, today's more about loot. But if we quickly take a look here, Gummy here was I think 11.5% absorb chance and he had a 20% chance to spread shield. Now he's 15% absorb chance and 60%. And then Fatty as well was 13.5% deflection, now 18, and he was 25%, now 60. I'm not sure if these numbers have changed or not, but the proc chance and his actual mitigation has changed, which is huge. Which means that expedition fams are a lot more viable and actually really freaking good now. So as I said, we'll go over and talk about that topic more on Thursday, but for now let's get stuck into item find. So we have our item find 50% there, we have our rune 50%, 40% there. I do have a super scroll and a lot of raid shards, but expedition is out next week. So next Sunday we'll do like a super scroll expedition raid shard super Sunday massive thing video, so that should be pretty good. But now we are going to do something a little special and we're going to do Melvin Factory iconic guild version. So we're going to go with Zaki, Spook and Splooshy, and we could probably do hard. We'll easily be able to do hard when they get in here. I'll remake it hard, I think, because we're all over 4K TS, I think. Should be. And yeah, I spoke to these guys yesterday and I'm like, hey, gonna do World Boss tomorrow for item find, you guys want in? And they're like, yeah, so we'll do a full iconic guild run, which should be pretty good. So we'll wait for them to come in. Hopefully it's not too long. They may have to swap instance server thing. So if you've ever been invited to a World Boss before and you've clicked yes, or a duel or something, sometimes it says, you know, you're not in the right instance or something, and it effectively logs you out and logs you back in to where the person inviting you is. So you saw there's Zaki and Spook just both logged back in, so they should be coming in here any second, one would hope. But yeah, we'll be able to do hard. There he is. And the last piece of the puzzle. This is taking a while though, holy crap. Yeah, so the expedition fams have got a lot stronger. I did run both Gummy and Fatty. Zaki, I'll remake it to hard. Should be able to do it, no problem. Okay, let's quickly do this. Summon. Hard. Summon. And Zaki, Spook, Splooshy. There we go, we're doing it. Yeah, so it makes all of the expedition fams a lot stronger because they basically get that free legendary brain augment and they've been buffed and everything. So I did try Gummy and Fatty on in Gauntlet and they both held up pretty well until the boss, and then they got hurt a little bit. Oh, by the way, Spooky said he is running auto, but his laptop that he's playing on is laggy as crap. So he says, you know, I am doing auto, I'm not doing manual and stuff, but if it does pause in a little bit here and there, it's because he's got a laggy laptop. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, they Gummy and Fatty both did well until the boss, and then when it got to the boss, they kind of got a bit munted, a bit hurt. So, but they have no augments in them. I just put them in just as they are. So with augments and potential stabling, they could be really, really good. So there is a tank, because the tank is still the thing I'm working on. Walkham obviously is my DPS and healing option. The tank is the thing I am struggling with. to find like a really good one I'm happy with. I was about to, and still might, stable Bobodom, but now this expedition stuff has come up and changed. That kind of changes things a little bit. So there is a tank from this new this Zala portal that's about to come into being, I guess, next week. I think we might go back to normal on this as well, because this has taken ages with Spook's internet. Anyway, the Zala portal coming out, there is a tank fam in their schematic fam from, I think it's the first portal, I could be wrong, called Yemek. And he has 30% damage reduction, with the new buff that is, 30% damage reduction, and I think it's 60% chance to spread heal or shield or something. So 30% damage reduction, good. 60% proc chance to spread heal or shield, can't remember which one it is, good. And to fuse him, you need 5 Yetis, so it's basically like a fatty, which kind of sucks, because 5 Yetis is a lot of Yetis. And 150, I think it's Demon Hide, I think it's called. It's the material from that portal. So it's a bit of a hard fusion in the fact that you need 5 Yetis. This has taken so long. But I thought about it, right? And we were talking about stabling Bobodom. And we were going, okay, well, we need one Ragnar, which is the raid epic, right? The dude with the black and purpley dude with the staff thing. We need him. And then we need a Nostudu, a Blubber, and a Yeti. So effectively, we're getting 3 dungeon bosses and 1 raid epic. Raid epics are much harder to get than dungeon bosses. Whereas 5 Yetis is just 5 dungeon bosses. So it might actually be easier to get 5 dungeon bosses than to get 3 dungeon bosses and a raid epic. So getting 5 Yetis might actually be less time than getting a Bobodom. I don't know. We can try. I mean, yeah, dungeon bosses come up way more often for Persuasion than raid epics do. So if you've been looking for you know, the start of the game, you've been looking for that squib or that Driffin, and you're like, my god, why don't they pop up and stuff? It's the same for everybody. Like you know, I'm the amount of Driffins I've tried to get over the past 2 years is crazy, and they're just really hard to get and stuff. Whereas dungeon bosses come up a lot more, and so you probably got a way better chance of getting them. I'm going to regroup and say let's do auto, because that took not auto. Let's do norm, because that took forever. Let's do norm because that took forever. All right, let's do it. No kidding. Okay, yeah, let's do it. All right, good old Spook and his internet. Normal. Oh shit! Congrats, man. It's something you've been working towards for a while, so that's really good for you. I'm happy about that. Congrats. That will change your life immensely. You'll see. You'll see the power of the Bobodom. Who are we waiting on? Spook. Here we go. And go. So this should go a lot quicker now. Hard, the difficulty between normal and hard. I've talked about this before with World Boss. And hard's not really worth it because you only get an extra 25 TS. Sorry, 25% item find. And the difficulty between normal and hard is quite a bit. Pardon me. And then the difficulty between hard and heroic is huge. So the fact that the loot tables for normal and hard are the same, and hard only gets you 25% extra item find, but it's that much harder to do. It's not really worth it. Unless you have like a guild group like this, and if Spook had better internet and we could just smash through it, then it's, you know, you may as well do it, because if you can do it with a reliable group that you can just keep regrouping with, and you know, if you're going to do like 400 energies worth, and all 4 of you are going to do 400 energies worth, and you can do it like consistently 100% of the time, then fine, go ahead. But if you're trying to do like just pick up random people on a hard group and stuff, it just takes too long and it's too hard, and then people will try to come in and they don't have enough TS, and it's a nightmare. So yeah, Spook, this is, oh, Zach's gone. This is taking too long with your internet lag. Where'd Zach go? He just bailed, man. Can you please re-invite? Okay, there we go. So we'll keep going. I mean, it's not too bad, but you know, it is taking a while. I envisaged this going a lot quicker, because everyone's auto and it's just smashing out, and then when it gets to spook, it's just like a good 2 or 3 seconds between attacks. But hopefully it gets better. So anyway, going back to what I was talking about, we were going to talk about it on Thursday, and we will talk about it more Thursday. Like, I'll show the different schematics and things that I've got and talk about it. But yeah, Expeditions fams have become very, very viable, and there's quite a few of them out there that are good. So getting 5 dungeon boss epics, I think, should be easier than farming like 1 or 2 raid epics. So Wembo Walkham, you need 2 raid epics. They take quite a bit to stable. And, you know, I'm still not even +4 Walkham. I've been trying forever because I just can't get that last duo bombs. Whereas if Walkham was just 5 warties or something, I'd probably have him stable +5 by now, because I just keep doing warty dungeon forever, and you know, and get him eventually. So I think that's what we'll do. We will do when the invasion comes out. We'll do that portal, and hopefully get the schematic, because getting the schematic's the hardest part, right? Well, maybe not the hardest part, but it's a big part. I'm gonna see if taking off damage numbers does anything. Good idea. Getting the schematic is the hardest part. Like, you know, people, I still get comments all the time, like, why can't I get Bobbadom schematic? Why can't I get Wembo schematic? Or even just people, you know, that are new to the game that may not have seen my beginner's guides, because I go through all this stuff in the beginner's guides. But they'll be like, I have all the familiars to make Tramps and Ball, and why can't I make them? Why can't I fuse them? And the answer is, you don't have the schematics. So you need to go back and find those schematics. So Tramps and Ball schematics are piss, right? They're really easy because they're rare schematics. So, you know, they drop fairly easily, I would say. And then some epic schematics can take a while to get, but legendaries and I guess mythics sometimes can take forever. So if we take my personal experience, raid 6, so the last tier 9, raid 6, I spent the whole 6 months doing raid 6. Probably 5.5 months of that was doing it on heroic, every single day apart from Thursday, and I never got that Columbusum schematic. So, you know, doing the same raid probably 15 times a day for 6 days a week for 6 months, 5.5 months, and I didn't get it. You know, schematics are a pain in the ass. So getting this schematic is a big problem. I'm going to be running a super scroll, like I said. I have a heap of guild honor in my bank. I don't know, I just haven't spent it, so I'll be able to buy a fair amount of badges. Nowhere near as much as these guys will spend on badges. But again, I'm free to play. I don't put any money into it. So, ooh, nice. So I'll buy a bunch of badges, and I will use super scroll, and I will go nuts on that portal, trying to get that schematic. Once we get the schematic for Yemik, then on Thursday Capture Rate Day, we can just start smashing out Yeti's Dungeon for the next foreseeable future. Probably the next couple of months, maybe more. We'll just keep doing Yeti's Dungeon. We might do Yeti's Dungeon to get 5 to fuse him, because that's like a big deal. Just getting 1 is a big deal. Then I think we'll go back and max out Walkham, because I really want to do that. I don't want to just forget about that, because he's so close. He's only 3 familiars off. You know, he's only 1 familiar off +4, and then he's a duo bombs off +4 and a duo bombs and Driffin. 2 duo bombs and 1 Driffin, sorry, off +5. So he's super close. So I definitely want to max him out. That's going to be important. And then once he's maxed out, we can start, you know, going towards stabling something else. Whether it be Bobbadom, whether it be Yemik, whether it be something else, I don't know. But considering these buffs, the Expedition fams seem pretty strong. But we'll look more into that on Thursday. Even though we've just had a fair chat about it, we'll go more over it. Pardon me. As far as item find goes, I've got the first gear loot thing I got in tier 10 was a mythic. Was the, I can't even remember what it's called now. Frostbitey or something? It's a ring. So the first drop I got was a mythic, and then like I didn't get anything for like 2 or 3 days. through 2 or 3 days, and then I got a ring, I believe, from the raid, and that's it. So I got 1 mythic and one legendary. That's all I've got so far. World Boss, I haven't got anything from. The raids I'm doing now probably pretty much 100% of the time I'm doing on heroic now. It still hurts, and I'm still having to use potions and stuff, and I'm going through my potion bag, like what am I talking about? My pile of potions, we'll say, that is diminishing fairly rapidly. Like it's not too bad because I can just buy them for gold, like the medium ones. I got a heap of the small ones, but that you buy, basically use the small one and then they get hit and they die straight away. But the major potions, like the ones that heal or revive to 100%, they're diminishing quite quickly. I mean, they're there to use, so you may as well... Pardon me. Apparently I have cat hair on me somewhere because this is crazy. My throat's all getting throaty, and I'm sneezing, so... The pros of living with a cat when you're allergic to a cat. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't got any loot, really. I mean, I can't complain because I got a mythic, right? But I can't upgrade the mythic unless I get loot. So I need a bunch of legendaries to break down to upgrade that mythic, and I'm not getting any legendaries whatsoever. So that mythic may as well just not be there because I can't upgrade it. Eventually I will, I'll get loot and whatnot, but I've talked about this before. World Boss is kind of like my thing that I get loot from more than anything else. Like I have really, really, really shit RNG with expeditions as far as loot goes. I think out of all the expeditions that have ever existed, and expedition's probably been a thing for, I don't know, I maybe a year now, maybe just less than a year. I don't know. I'm guessing there, but it's been a thing for a while. There's 3 different expeditions, and across all of them, I've only ever got 1 set piece and 2 legendaries. That's it. Across all the expeditions, across all the badges, everything. So like expeditions, I just don't get loot from. Invasion, same thing. Trials Gauntlet is very limited. I get like a legendary or something drop hardly ever, but I have got them before. Raids are okay-ish, but World Boss is generally the place that I get my legendaries. But at the moment, I can't buy one, man. I can't do anything. I'm just not getting loot. So I don't know, the RNG tables for Tier 10 have changed and they've made it harder, or whether I'm just have been super unlucky or something. Not sure. But I want a legendary, can't get one. It's frustrating. Well, I want like a lot of legendaries. So we talked about this last week about what the plan is for my character. So what we mentioned was I've got that mythic, so I'll definitely upgrade that first, which is going to be more expensive than legendary. So a fully upgraded legendary, I think, costs 400 material. So last tier it was Dewdrop. It was Beanstalks. Sorry, last tier it was Beanstalks, and you needed 400 Beanstalks to upgrade a legendary from 0, like from just a fresh legendary that you've looted, to max. A set is 500, and a mythic is 600. I believe. I'm pretty sure that's right. So the new upgrade material in this zone, which I can never remember what it's called because it's for this tier, I should say, because this tier's just started. I can't remember what it's called, but the little grey block thingy, same thing. I'm going to need 400 of them to upgrade a legendary, 500 to upgrade a set, and 600 to upgrade a mythic. Considering the mythic is the first gear I want to upgrade, it's going to cost me 600. At the moment, I have like 70, and those 70 are just from looting them from World Boss and raid and all that when they're just on the ground. I think I've looted 70 from just playing the game and getting them naturally. I do have the legendary ring in my bag, so that will net me roughly 50. So I'm at about 120-ish, and I need 600 to upgrade just one piece of gear. So that's going to take some time. So we really need those legendary drops so I can break them down to get those materials. But from there, because the set, the raid set, and the heroic raid is the only thing I can do to get sets or mythics at the moment, is a tank set. I think we'll just kind of avoid it. I mean, set bonuses, set drops, are harder to get than legendaries, obviously, and mythics are harder to get than everything, which I find funny why I got a mythic first, but anyway. So we may not even get the sets. I mean, we had such trouble getting the sets from the last tier. We got 3 of them We couldn't get the 4th. We didn't need the 4th. What are you doing? There we go. We didn't need the 4th because we had the helmet, the mythic helmet we're wearing now. But it took us ages, and it was only really near the very end, like the last month maybe, or the last 6 weeks or something of last content that we managed to get the three parts of the set. So we may not even get the raid set, but if we do, it's a tank set, so we probably won't need it. I mean, using just plain legendaries and sets is going to give you the same. Oh, nice. Is going to give you the same amount of TS. Alright, so using a legendary or a set or a mythic, it all gives you the same amount of TS. You don't get more stats or anything from wearing a mythic or a set, but you do get, well, more TS. You do get the bonus stats from the set pieces or the bonus stat on the mythic. So you don't actually get more TS, but you get the bonuses. So if we fully deck out every slot apart from the necklace, which is going to be that mythic, with legendaries fully maxed out, we're going to have fully maxed TS. We could also, if we get the set drops, we could upgrade those set drops, because it's still going to be the same amount of TS, but we're just going to have some like tank stats from the tank set. It's not really going to help us too much because we're not a tank, but you know, it might be. I can't remember what the set bonuses are because I'm not interested in it because it's a tank set. But say it's like 5% damage reduction or something. As a DPS, that's not going to help you much, but still 5% less damage you're going to take. Or it might be, I don't know what they are, but you know, as a DPS, it's not really going to help. But it is free bonus stats. But the plan is to get enough TS to be able to do Trial Gauntlet at 680, because at 680, that's where the DPS set drops, and that's what we want. So basically, every raid bonus set thing for the last couple of raids has been a DPS option. So it's been good for me, because raids are easier to do than Trials Gauntlet, because you can get carried by higher level friends, or if you have a whale on your team, or all that sort of thing. So if you're lower TS, or you're struggling or whatever, and you have a heap of like higher level friends or whatnot, they can kind of, you know, carry you in raids, and you can get some drops from doing heroic. Whereas Trials Gauntlet, you are relying on your own familiars, and if you don't have great familiars, you're kind of boned and you can't do it. So hence why I want a really good tank. With Walkham +5, eventually I'll have a really good healer. Then I really need a really good tank. So if we can get enough TS by maybe maxing out all slots with legendaries, we'll have a bunch of TS, we'll have max TS from this tier, which should then enable us to do 680 Trials Gauntlet, I'm hoping. Providing we, like, I've got Meaty and Oxloroth and Bobodom and Gummy and Fatty and all that. Hopefully one of them will be enough to do 680. I actually imagine Meaty might not be too bad, but with the addition of augments and stuff, it will make it a little bit easier. But augments are really good for stable things because it multiplies. So none of our tanks are stable, hence why I was going to go for Bobodom. But now if we can get the Yemic scam, we might just go for that. But now we've already talked about that, so we don't need to talk about that again. But getting to 680 Trials Gauntlet is the big goal for me. And it's going to take a while to get there, a long while to get there. As I mentioned, we're going to have to max out our TS pretty much to get there, I think. I'm kind of still struggling to do 500. So 680 is a long ways off. We're going to need a bunch of TS. So just getting legendaries at the moment is the name of the game. But, as I mentioned, we just can't do it. It's just whatever's going on, we just cannot. Look at this. How many? We had 400 energy. We're down to 80 or something. So we've done 320. That's, I don't know how many that is. 16? 16 world bosses? That sounds maybe right. I don't know, my math is horrible. Not one legendary. Not that you would expect to get a legendary off normal. Like, don't go into normal world bosses like and spend like 100 energy and be like, oh, I didn't get a legendary. What the hell? You know, it's normal. You're not going to get them all the time, whatnot. But I thought within the last week of doing them and doing, you know, 400 energy of world bosses a day kind of thing, or you know, 300 energy world bosses a day, whatever it ends up being, a crap ton of them. Over a week, I would have got 1 drop, you would think, but not yet. Hopefully we can get a legendary today on camera. That would be good. That would make me feel a little bit better. We'll spend all of our energy, and then we'll do like a raid or 2. And then from there, we'll probably call it a day. We're already at 25 minutes, but I know some of you guys, a lot of you guys, like the longer videos. So yeah, we'll smash this out, get these done, and then we'll do some raids. Now the raids, I said, I've been able to do on Heroic fairly consistently. That is the case, but my raid team is decently strong, actually. Like, I'm not going to complain about it. But they often, as I'm sure yours do, or could do at least, change their builds. So I've got a few people that are swapping from DPS to tank to bait to tank to DPS to, you know, all this stuff. So I'll go into a world boss with my raid team, and it'll be fine. And then I'll just go, you know, click the next raid. And between that time, someone will have swapped their build, and then I'll get destroyed. So I've got, well, I think we've got 1 more world boss after this. So we'll have a look at my raid team once we're finished. But Chaos is still an Oblit tank, which is really good. At the moment, Eagle, or at least last night, Eagle was an Oblit tank as well. So they're in the top 2 slots. Then Rev Me Up has changed to DPS. I'm DPS. And then the last slot, we can use one of 2 people. We can use Duggernaut or Secret Yams. Or Secret Yam, I think his name is. Who, I think Duggernaut just stays tank. Or bait, I should say. But Secret Yam changes his build around. So I've been caught out by that before. I've gone in with them, and then he's changed to DPS. And I didn't know until the boss, because sometimes it just, with all the pet procs and all that sort of stuff, he just stays alive. But then it gets to the boss and he just gets absolutely destroyed. So I think that the biggest part of Raid 6, Raid 7, Heroic, sorry, is having a really good bait. Because those foxes, the blue fox thingy, it's auto attack, and it's 1 SP, 2 SP, and 3 SP attacks. All, I think it has those 4 attacks at least, all hit target the weakest enemy. And the weakest enemy is the lowest HP enemy. So if you don't have a good bait, you're kind of boned, because those foxes will just destroy your bait. And if you don't have a bait and you run with 3 tanks or something, it's just going to target your DPS, because he'll probably have the lowest stamina. Out of energy, thanks for the runs, guys. Oops. If I can spell. Stupid microphone in the way. Alright, let's leave. That was fun though, that was good. No loot, but what can you do? Oh. It's looking good actually, I like that. So we'll go to raid and we'll have a look. Heroic. So with this current team, if these guys are set out like they were last night, I'm at 24.5 TS, which is really good. So I can't complain about that, but let's make sure that everyone's still doing their thing. Okay, so you're still wearing a blit, which is good. Eagle Wars is still wearing a blit, so that's good. Rev Me Up is still DPS, that's good. I'm still DPS, that's good. Now Secret Yam, see, now he's back to DPS. So I need to swap him out, because otherwise we'll just get destroyed. And hopefully Duggernaut is still a tank. He is. Okay, brilliant. So we can chuck him in there. And Rev Me Up, damn it. Rev Me Up now has the lowest HP. Which means, and I lost a bunch of TS by taking Secret Yams out. So having him in is the best case scenario. Because it's an extra 500 TS. But if he's DPS, it's not going to really help me. Although, Rev Me Up is now the lowest HP, right? This is what I go through every time I do raid even. Like I said, they change in between raids and stuff. I have to manage this around. So because he's lowest TS, I can't have that. I need a tank with lower TS. So Secret Yam is even lower, so I can't even swap him for Chaos. Duggernaut is... What is pros? Are you still DPS? You are. So I need a tank, man. Hang on, if we put Doug... No, it's not gonna work. Shit. I don't even think I can do it. Bob, are you tank? No. I don't even think I can do heroic right now. Well, I'll show you what. We'll put Secret Yam in, right? Now, imagine he's a bait. He's not, but imagine he is. This is what happens. So, got a fair amount of TS and everything. Let's do it. I'm going to take my mount off as well now that we're done World Boss. We all wanted to wear the mount to be cool, obviously, but I'll take it off. Because it's stupidly large when you're doing raids. So this little fox dick, and we've got a bigger version of the fox dick, is going to hurt your lowest stamina party member. That is Secret Yam, and he is a DPS. So he has no mitigation whatsoever. This guy, these two, are just going to absolutely destroy him. But with, see, look at him. With all the pet procs and everything and skills from the team, might be able to keep him up until the boss. See, like now, it doesn't look like he's getting that hurt. He did at the start before people built up SP and whatnot. So I get caught out by this all the time because I'm just like, yep, next raid. Yep, next raid. Like, their stats don't change that much. I don't notice. Yep, next raid. And then you get to the boss and you just get destroyed. And you're like, what happened? And then you look and it's like, oh, someone changed the DPS, or my DPS changed the tank, or whatever it is. So I highly doubt we'll be able to complete this. I think it'll all depend on what the familiar is with the boss. I don't like the tree with the boss, just because the tree is so freaking tanky. You spend so much time getting it down, and while that's happening, the boss is just absolutely destroying you. I think I would actually, even though Secret Yam is DPS and he's the bait, and like effectively he's the bait, I think I would prefer the wolf, purely because it's the squishiest target and we'll be able to get it down quicker than anything else. These mushrooms hurt quite a bit as well. So yeah, it all depends on what fam it is with the boss, because whatever fam it is with the boss is you know, like on steroids and stronger than normal and all the rest of it. So we'll see if we can do it or not. If it's the tree, I think we're in trouble. But normally, if my team is set out the right way and everyone's, you know, in the proper builds and whatnot, I can auto all the way to the boss. And then, which is kind of what we're doing here. And then at the boss, I generally manual until I get the extra familiar down, like the ad familiar, like we were talking about, down. Once that's down, I generally auto the boss again. Or build up some SP to use some of the mount moves. I don't generally use the healing mount moves because you heal up and then he just chunks you anyway. But if there's like an attack target or something, then I usually use that. We're going to save this, and I'll get it just before the boss, so when we go in, we can just use all of our SP downing whatever the ad is. Hopefully, oh, see, there we go. This guy just freaking destroyed him. So now, I think Chaos might be the lowest target, the lowest HP. So this guy's now going to target him. So we're going to try and get this guy down as quickly as we can. He's the back line, which is... This guy must have a redirect, which is handy. Okay, we're so far, no one's dying, which is nice. Oh, there we go. So, swapping their position, like, oh crap, this like, slot 3 is getting hurt, I'll put a tank there and stuff. It doesn't matter, because he targets the weakest enemy, so it doesn't really matter where you put them. See, if I res them, it's kind of going to be slightly a waste of potion, because he's just going to chunk them again. Okay, now we can kind of res them, right? And heal up off this tree. So we've got a DPS and effectively our bait DPS both dead once. So when we get to the boss, we won't have them to... we won't have them to use. We don't need to go kill that mushroom because that's a dead end. Okay, we need to pick a way. Can we see if this is a way? Oh shit, it is. And can we see if this is a way? It is. That's a longer way. I'm gonna go right. I mean, it could be, the boss could be right over here, but we're gonna go this way. I think there's another shrine there, which could be good. Okay, there's two of these guys. Unless we get down them quickly, we might be in trouble. Although they're not the bigger versions of the foxes, so we might be alright. Those bigger foxes hurt a lot. And unless Secret Yam's I don't know if it's Secret Yam or Secret Yams. Either way, unless he has swapped back to... okay, it was not that way. And this deceived me, this void here. Unless he has swapped back to bait, I think we'll just do the one dungeon. Because I'll just be wasting raid... one raid, sorry. I'll just be wasting raid shards. Because I won't be able to complete it. And I'll just wait till later in the day. And hopefully he's changed back. Or Chaos has put a little bit more... stamina in, and then I can use Duggernaut as the bait, all that sort of thing. So unless, like, until the team fixes itself effectively, there's no real point running heroic, because I'm just gonna die. Okay, is this the boss? This is the boss. All right, so we can avoid this mushroom dude for the moment. We can get this. We are now max on SP. We can go in here, and hopefully it's not the tree. Okay, good. Mushrooms. Let's see what we can do. So this will do damage to the furthest enemy. We're just going to use this and try and get this mushroom down as soon as possible. Okay, that's a good chunk. I'm happy with that. What does this do? Damage to a random enemy. Okay, we can hope. We can use this and hope. Did not work. If that's a heal, so bugger that. Let's go for a dual strike on this. Okay, that was a bit. Okay. Secret Yams is dead. The run is done. Let's try it anyway. Smash him out. We now need to move someone to the back line. You have a blit on, so everyone behind you takes less damage and stuff. There's no one behind you, so your set bonus is now wasted. This is the problem. This is the problem when you don't have your baits and stuff. Let's get these mushrooms down. Did I click the wrong thing? I don't know. See, the mushrooms hurt, man. They hurt a lot. So close. And Eagle's down. So we'll res him. I'm not going to use this because they're running out, and I don't think we're going to be able to do this anyway. Alright, now we're down to the boss, who hits like a freight train, whose freight is also other trains. So Eagle's about to die. We don't have a res for him. Once he's dead, our backline will just be a DPS, and we will die. So we can heal ourselves, sure, why not? Use all of the empower and everything, damage, enrage and everything we have available to us. You are down. Let's heal you back up. Oh, that was a big chunk. There's no, we're not gonna get it. It's gonna be close. No, it's not, because you're about to die. Okay, now it's done. So yeah. That's pretty decent, actually, considering we don't have a bait tank. Bait tanks are super important. So you're still DPS, you're still that, and if we put Duggernaut in, who is a tank, who is a bait, Rev Me Up is still a lower stamina, so he's still going to be targeted. And if we take him out and put Secret Yam in, he's still lower as well. So we're kind of boned. We can't really do anything. So we'll put Secret Yam back in. We will put Rev Me Up back in, and now we wait until either you get more stamina or you change back to bait. If that never happens and you stay a DPS and you don't get any more stamina, we can't do heroic anymore, which sucks. So if you're watching this and you're a really good bait tank and you want to help me out, by all means, please, that would be great. But yeah, until that happens, we can't really do heroic. That's a bit of a shame. But I'll just log in a few hours and see if it's changed. But that is a Sunday item find done. Full 400 energy on World Boss, nothing. Couldn't complete heroic raid, kind of sucks. And yet again, I have gone through without a legendary. So just to showcase what I actually have, which is not a lot. Here we go. That's the mythic I got, Frosty Bite, and then that one legendary, and that's it. So if we wanted to go to upgrade this, I have found 70. So I didn't even find any doing any of that either, of these crubbles. So I could upgrade this once right now. No, I can't, because I need 70. Oh, sorry, you need 70. I only have 52. I thought dyslexic thing got that round the wrong way. I've only found 52. So I can't even upgrade it once anyway. If I wanted to upgrade the legendary, I could. So this is 50. We have 50. This is 70 because it's a mythic. A set would be 60. A legendary will be 50. So we could upgrade this. But obviously that's not the case. We want to upgrade this, so we're just going to have to wait and yeah, get a bunch more legendaries to break down to get those crubbles to be able to upgrade it. But that'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen in due time. Either way, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.